Right guys, welcome back to part 2 of the McLaren series. We've got the exhaust fully installed now. We're going to let you hear what that sounds like. It's going to sound pretty mad. We're going to get it on the dyno, do some testing, make sure that the car's still working as it should with the downpipes, collect some data logs. Once we're happy with the car, we're going to take it back out on the road, do some sound comparison clips of the exhaust before and after, and yeah, just going to be an awesome video. So yeah, let's get cracked on. So, we ran the car on the stock tune with the downpipes and the silencer delete. We expect it to overboost a little bit because the exhaust is a lot more free flowing now. When you've got a bit of back pressure in the exhaust system, it doesn't allow the turbo to spin as much. So now we've taken that restriction out of the exhaust system, the actual engine is overboosting. So we ran it, only got up to about 6,500 RPM, and I could just see the boost going up. Obviously there's factory boost limits. Just as we got to about 6,500 RPM, big boost cut, ignition cut, chucked a load of flames out the back of it. So obviously I aborted the run there, looked at the data logs, and it had just flown over its requested boost target. Just with the downpipes, it probably would have been acceptable amount of boost creep, and it would probably just run slightly over its desired charge pressure, but because we've got rid of the silence, the actual back box as well, the turbo's just uncontrollable on stop map. We spoke to the customer. He had one of two options. We either put one of the exhaust pieces back on, either the downpipes or the silencer, to add some back pressure back in the system, or we tuned the vehicle. And the owner, being the owner, didn't want to put the exhaust back to stock, so we're tuning the vehicle. Yeah, we're gonna start the tuning process. We'll have to pull the ECU out of the car, read directly from the ECU. The ECU is actually just under there in the back bumper. So yeah, we'll pull the data directly from the ECU unit itself, and then we'll start building a stage 2 calibration for this car. We hope to see some good power. It's already ballistic as it is, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Right, so this is the ECU out of the McLaren. We've used our B-Flash Master tool to extract the data from it using the edge connector, taking a full backup of the ECU, so that's basically a full read of the entire ECU data. Now that we've got that, we can start to modify the actual maps data area that controls the engine. We've got the file pulled up in Windows here. This is the data area. So now what we need to do is use our Damos file to pick out the maps that we want to modify and basically get them defined so we know what's what, and then we can start building a tune up for this car, like a nice base map to start off. So once we've got something built up for it, get it flashed back into the ECU. Once that ride's complete, we can get it back into the car, get it back up and running, and we can do some testing on the dyno, collect some data logs, and then make sure that it's doing everything that we want it to do. Once I'm happy with the boost control and stuff and it's not over boosted anymore, then we can think about optimising the fueling and timing and stuff to get this car to where we want it to be. So we'll do that now, and then we'll carry on from there. Stage 2 tuning is done on the McLaren. It's made a lot of power, a lot of power. Stock it would just shy of 700 wheel horsepower. These cars are meant to be 710 brake horsepower, so obviously that's at the flywheel. We have known for a while that the 720S comes a little bit underrated from McLaren, and it's actually a little bit more powerful than what they say it is. So it ran 690 something wheel horsepower in stock form, and then we've done the downpipes exhaust, some stage 2 tuning, full tuning session, developing the file, and now we're just over 800 wheel horsepower. So we're at 802 wheel horsepower, 643 foot-pound of torque at the wheels. We've gained some big power, over 100 foot-pound of torque at wheels and 100 wheel horsepower. So with it already being a very fast car, like I drove this car beforehand, and it is blisteringly fast. With the gearbox and how light it is and the aerodynamics and stuff, this is going to be insane. And the scary thing about it is we're running it pretty safe at that. We could run it slightly a little bit leaner on the target lambda, maybe even run a little bit more boost pressure, but at 800 wheel horsepower it is more than enough. So like if you look at the graph, the thin line is stock, so this is a stock torque. It's at about 540 foot-pound, so now we're at 640 foot-pound. So we've gained an extra 100 foot-pound of torque at the wheels. And then peak wheel horsepower, peaked at around 690 wheel horsepower, and the last run that we've just done now on the final revision has done 802 wheel horsepower, so that's 110 rear wheel horsepower gain on an already fast supercar. Insane power really. We'll take it out, data log it on road, make sure it's doing everything it should do on the road as well. But yeah, happy, very happy, and I'm sure the customer's going to be extremely happy when he drives it. So yeah, big gains, all in all, happy.
Wow.